Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to my super cheapo fortress buildo thingy, Bobby, which is actually not a cheap fortress at all because I am spending more and more money on it, so whatever. We are actually at the 30,000 mark, by the by, if anyone's interested. I just looked quickly between the videos, so yeah, 28,300 resource cost for this thing. And it's only going to go higher from here, so, you know. So much for being super cheap. I don't know. Can't have everything, can we? But I wanted a cheap-ass fortress. Yeah, can't be helped. I'm just continuing to do some armouring on the sides here, so, you know, improving the defensive qualities at least a bit. There's some beam threes in here just to quickly round it off. There we go. And another fortress, another bank here. So I'm gonna. This is going to be a thin external part, so it's not going to be like. This is probably going. It's going to be basically a cross-shaped fortress. This thing. It's not going to be the best in terms of its endurance. So, well, actually, I did say I was working on endurance, didn't I? So yeah, it's just going to be this part that's going to be like this. Just like this. So I'm just doing a prefab of this outer section here, which I will then take and prefab onto the other four corners. So that it'll be faster than trying to just, you know, go around and copy it all. So that's pretty good. Right. Add a couple more blocks there because, you know, it needs to be like that. Yeah, there we go. That looks alright. And then continue to bury the ammunition stack inside it. There we go. And hopefully this will allow me to avoid some of the whole I'm a prefab sculptor thing, so, you know, because there's not much point doing so if I'm going to take massive amounts of time doing all this. So let's just, there we go, armour that up. And then it's got thicker armour around the central hull bits, but this is like a side of the thing. I just wanted to get a little bit of hull work at least done, you know? So let's capture prefab, wipe the engine prefab I took earlier. Don't need it anymore. 5, 6, 7. Check. Length. Height. 15. Yep, there we go. So there we go. And then I can just use the... oh, this is going to mess up my power supply. Actually, I don't need that. I don't need that RTG anymore. Get rid of it. But this is letting me place an entire bank into this now of side armor. So, you know. I know. It's only like 1.5 to 2 meter thick metal armor. It's not like super Enduro Max 9000 armor. It's not the best armor ever, but it's a decent, cheap little armor. So, you know, it's a thing. And it'll take basic hits to get through to it, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's actually starting to take shape quite a bit, isn't it? Yeah, not too bad at all. Okay, right, moving on. Next thingamabob is going to be, I think. Actually, let's reroute the exhaust slightly that we put together last time. And I want it to be underneath the armour plating, actually, so that it's not compromising the armour's integrity by having the exhaust running through part of what should be armour. So let's do that. Right. is that another 2 meter? That's another 2, so I might as well build a 4 meter block, like here. Is that the right place? Yes, that's the right place. Okay. Connect that all the way. It needs to be a 3 meter pipe there because it's going to turn into that. Then it's going to corner pipe straight up, and we'll use hull exhaust blocks, which are actually the same as a metal block, basically. So that's basically what they are, like a single block metal in terms of their durability and stuff. So there we go. We've got the more bundled pipes hidden away and stuff like that. So I can now take out the wooden pillar, which is at the bottom here. So there we go. Don't worry, that's why I attached the exhaust first, because otherwise it'd be like, oh, the entire engine we built last time just collapses and I wasted the prefab time, and it's like, nope, nope. So yeah, anyway. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to install the anti-munition laser. So, NG weaponry. Right, I need laser cavities. I know, this is backwards. Multi-purpose laser. Then I need the laser coupler. Right, lock position again. And go back up. It's not that long actually. Kind of short. But okay, we work with what we've got. We'll have to work with what we've got. I can only drop it by 1 more block, actually, because of how the crankshafts and things are set. So the engine limits the size of the anti-munition laser. We'll do what we can with it. We've got plenty of raw power, so we can at least do something with it. Right. Actually, given the space limits, a slight drop is actually recommended. So there we go. That's as far as I can get it. Pumps, mirror. That is like 600, 700, 800, 1,600, 2,400, 3,200. That is plenty of power for this. Again, this is inspired by Razul, by the way, because Razul did some really good. Has really shown me some decent. Well, ways I like of doing an anti-munition laser system. So yeah, 3,200 horsepower available for the anti-munition laser. Maybe I should just limit to 2,400. No, 3,200. If need be, I can add a bit more inefficient fuel engine to power this, because let's face it, I've got a lot of efficient power when under full drain right now. So you know, don't really need to be too worried about things. Something like that, and then if I add in, oh, actually I'm going to be short on these stabilizers, aren't I? No, sorry, frequency doublers. Right, so what's that done to it? This is now a AP25, 44 continuous damage. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, that's going to work out quite nicely. Place prefab. I know I've got this prefabbed. 100 meter AMS node. There we go. That's the one. This has come from the the Dakar Venture, of course, and it's a anti-munition laser core, which is just tweaked for 100 meter operation limits, because you can't set all or stuff like that. So the only way to actually copy that setting that I know of is just to flat out prefab it. So there we go. Energy weapons. Now, of course, this is going to undermine the armor, isn't it? Oh wait, no. This is actually the thick part. That is perfect. This is the thick part of the armor. Neat. All right. Sure, that works for me. This is the thick part of the armour, so it's not going to undermine it too much. NG. Yep, NG connectors. There it is. There's the animal. Right. Okay, and of course we need a transceiver, which is going to have to go like. Actually, where do I want to put the transceiver? Yeah, let's dig it. Let's tunnel it into the core armor, like that. As I said, it's the thicker part of the armor, so it's not going to lose as much durability as if it was higher up. Let's put it there. There we go. Right, transceivers are in place. I just need to put in metal beams, of course, to replace what I took out. So let's do that really quickly. Beep, beep, boop. And last one here. Boop. There we go. Okay. So all 4 of these are now hooked up, except for the still missing metal plate. Can't leave that alone, can we? Where's the other one? There's the other one. Plate. Right. Sorted. Now, the laser transceivers, it's also the plane of this armor hull here, so it has to go into this section underneath the core refinement block. Let's P it so we can actually see what we're doing. Right. And energy weaponry, we need the transceivers. Well, actually, this is perfect. I've just realised this is going to be perfect. So, 4 blocks there. Then we want the transceiver, which will be like that. Then with a single connector, like that. See? Oh, actually it's not quite perfect. Boo! It's not quite perfect. Ah, Iron Mark 3 lied to us. Right, okay. Just put that there. Pull out one of the 3 meters, so it slightly decreases the laser power, but not in a massive way. No, it has to still be that, right. Connector, and then a single transceiver, and that just drops it straight down into that. So now all of the lasers that we just put in are now connected to the laser core. Yeah, nice and easy, nice and simple. So there we go. Perfect. Absolutely fine. Actually, do we need 25 AP? Drop that by 1 more. And we're still at 13 AP. That should be plenty for a missile. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. Leave it like that. We've actually got something decent appearing, haven't we? Okay, right. Let's start to do some fancy things. New objects. New objects. Add in a spin block. Right there. Okay. And this is going to be light blocks. There's light blocks. Because I've given up on doing this as a cheapo build. I mean, what, we're at 32,000 right now? Actually, we're still not too bad. Quite affordable. And actually, we don't need this. Yeah, never mind. Right. Because I can put the stuff into here. I wanted to get 12 anyway, so might as well. Okay. Mirror. Use wood blocks to get it out there. Oops, almost went into. Oh dear, I did go into. Yeah, I don't want to damage the engine, that's the problem. Okay. That's the long side there, so let's go ahead and do it this way. So there we go, that's going to be over the edge. Right. It's going to go like that. The engine is slightly misshapen, I will note. There we go. So how's that going to impact engine? Not too bad. Alright. We've got an empty corners, actually 2 empty corners. I didn't plan that, but that's how it's actually worked out, because half the stacks are inverted, so we've actually got 2 slightly more empty corners. Anyway, resources. Resource collectors. Here's what we want in this particular case. Material gathers, yep. And like that, yep. So there we go. And we've got those just quite happily attached in place. Metal blocks, of course, again. How high up are we, actually? Seeing as I want to try and unify the plate, let's find out. Alright, so that's how high we are. That goes into there. That goes into there. Okay. Right, we no longer need you, because I know where I am. Click. And that's actually pretty nice. That worked out just fine. So. Then we need the downslope 2s, which will be like this. Doesn't leave much protection for the engine though, does it? Well, aesthetics, as the Wellner says, aesthetics is all that matters in an FTD build. Yeah, that's definitely it. I could make the armour thicker, but I'm not going to. It's going to be okay. It's not meant to be the be-all, end-all, most durable fortress ever created. Not really. There we go, that's all connected. And are the exhausts holding? Yep, the exhaust will hold this up, so I can get rid of that wooden scaffold now. There we go. And that's going to be the top ring of this. Pretty nice. Let's increase armour thickness where we can around this section. Of course, we can only go do it so far, so you know. Kind of interesting now, actually. It's looking odd. It's actually looking okay. Right, down beam 2. Yep. Because we do, of course, need to have some defensive weaponry and things installed as well. And we need AI systems and all that jazz. So, let's reinforce this upper deck where we can, so we can actually get a weapon system mounted up here. And this is going to be the primary weapon system of the fortress, of course, because, you know, we need a place to put it. So 2 meter thick metal deck for the most part on top of the thing. Beep, beep. There we go. And the rest of it's going to be 1 meter thick metal plating. like that. This is a very odd bit of deck work, actually. Very strange. It's like a circle, almost. Well, sorry, it's like it spirals in. And yeah, it's actually very circular, that as well. Alright. Actually, let's roll with that. Make it slightly thicker on top. Like this. Then we want the... Yeah, we want the triangle too. Click. Click. I swear, I didn't plan to do this way, but this is kind of like how my work goes, isn't it? It grows and evolves and changes as work progresses. So let's see, down to 2. It's kind of like my whole build process, really. I work on something, and then it's I go into it with like a general idea and a general plan of the things I want to do to it, and then as I work, it evolves. Yeah, that's the only way you can put it, actually. Yeah, it evolves as my work develops. Like, some of it I'll decide, like, I decided I wanted to do this kind of build pattern for the engine. I worked it out in the actual video, as you saw last time. And then from there, it just kind of grew. You know? So, like, I added an extra... I added in the extra carburetor. Sorry, not extra carburetor. I added in the extra turbos for more efficiency and stuff like that. Wasn't the plan, but it fitted. There we go. And we've got a nice little 3x3 gap there. We need part of that. So we need that 1x3, and that's where we can house the weapon controller for the turret, which is going to be up here. So yeah, there we go. Nice little thing. We're at 35k. We need to, of course, add metaling on the sides of the fortress, which is going to be at least a meter thick. There we go. So of course I'm going to add in some extra thickness as well, so down slopes to increase the thickness. However, I must note that this build can take some decoration as well. So decorating this build is going to be something to be done with little extra doodads and things, you know. We also need shielding, of course, and weapons, and all that jazz as well, because so far we've been working on the power source, we've got the hull, we've got the fuel refinery and storage, we've got ammo reserves, we've got a mounting place, we've got the anti-munition laser put in, which, yeah, is looking pretty nice. I'm liking the look of this thing so far. It's turning out quite nicely. However, I want it to have a bit of a more of an industrial feel as well, so it needs more tuning. I think tuning is the word for it. And of course I need to work around this narrower confine here. I'm actually going to fit in resource blocks and things along the rest of what's visible here. So this internal hollow here will actually hold a bunch of resource storage and things. So I'm going to make use of the shapes in the armor to put in small single block items which will work for helping the fortress in its purpose, really. Yeah, that'll do. Yes, I know, the resource beams are hidden by this, but it's necessary for the armour. It will be a resource fort though, so yeah. I didn't plan to hide the resource beams, but you know. I can make him visible somewhere else, I guess, or just add a couple more things to it, so. Is that all in place? Pretty much. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. And I guess the next episode will actually be me focused on, well, actually just getting more weaponry and things installed, won't it? Yeah, there we go. That adds a nice little deviation in the armor plating. So it's not a massive solid wall, which is great because it was starting to lean that way a little bit, and we need more exterior detailing things. But it's definitely not just a solid metal wall now. Really good. Right. Okay. I think adding some extra munition lasers up here would be a good idea too. So let us again core out a piece of armour. Here's the engine. Here's a wooden beam in the middle. Don't need that. We actually want to bore a cross section of that, so I'm going to have to tear out that. Yeah, that's torn out some kind of important beams. Like that. This side is okay, so yeah, same kind of configuration as before. If I find my energy weapon tab. This is going to be energy weapons. I'm going to be where's the connector? There's the connector, right? So once again, like that. Once again, a bank of 4 transceivers, like so, and then this appears out in this part here. So transceivers. These are only going to be single ports though, they're not going to be dual ports like the ones underneath, because the dual ports will be operating as well. So this works on 3 per side, which might be a little too much because for the strength of the core we've got involved. The core doesn't have much by way of... Wait, I need the prefab. The core doesn't have much in terms of... Well, it's limited. It's definitely got its limits in terms of its power regeneration and stuff like that. So these beams will help with anything that's trying to hit the top section of this fortress. The other beams are going to help with the things that hit the bottom of the fortress. And then everything in between has actually got 3 beams shooting at multiple angles at them. So, you know, it's going to do that. And then I need to, of course, get the power from the laser coming up the centre of the fortress as well. So, do we have a little bit of spare space for that? No, not really. Darn it. Actually, we do. No, we don't. Bugger. So, yeah, pardon my language, but yes, darn it. Not without tearing out an additional 100 power for the laser. Can't avoid that, so right. There we go, we need an alternate feed. Actually, it'll be cheaper if we didn't do that, if we took those out, and then it was just like on the other side, like you saw me just quickly slap in. So yeah, there we go. That's now connected straight up the spine of the fortress, through the engine, to these emitters at the top. There we go. Decent anti-munition capability, so that should be good. It just needs the detector gear and stuff, of course. And a lot of internal subsystems as well, but we're already at the end of another episode, aren't we? So, yeah, that's not much to be done there. Honestly, this fortress is going to appear way before these videos finish coming out, so... well, most likely. Sadly, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, isn't it? Oh well. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this building show. And I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.